Holy shit. I did it. He's under there. I got him. I fucking got him. Jesus, I'm gonna need a shovel. Oh, this is delicious. I mean, you know, it's like when you work for your meal, when you really work for it, it just tastes that much better, you know?
So, what are you gonna do now?
Huh. Never really thought about it. Been chasing this damn bird for 20 years. I'm not really trained for anything else. I guess I kind of let my life get away from me.
Well, I'm sure something will turn up.
And looking back over the last few years since 2017, when I opened up my YouTube channel, it has become sort of almost a chaotic quest, Don Quixote, the story, tilting windmills, of taking Kathleen Kennedy out. And the fans had banded together. And now we've got a group of fans that are addicted to chasing her, but they don't have any idea what they're going to do at the end. When she's gone, what happens? Okay, because sooner or later, and I do mean sooner, by the way, we're going to get the news that she's done, okay? Her email account was suspended without an I'm out of office email reply. We have auditors wandering around asking to see all of her stuff and other things that are not allowed to be mentioned. So, you know, what are they going to do? Are they going to move the goalpost back? Are they going to go wandering in the desert without any recourse? What do they do? So let's kind of talk about what faces Bob Iger. These are the things that either get blown over or basically are purposely ignored, I think, by a lot of the fan channels. Bob Iger has seen 7 movies in the last few years lose up close to $1 billion. With the fact of the matter is it's going to be over $1 billion when The Dial of Destiny ends its run at the theaters. And it's too sad for me to even contemplate because the person in this picture with him, Kathleen Kennedy, was part of the Indiana Jones team, and instead of doing the right thing, she did the wrong thing. Instead of making Indiana Jones an Indiana Jones movie, she tried to turn it into a Kathleen Kennedy Avatar flick, okay, which doesn't work. Activism doesn't work, and there wasn't a lot of it in the movie, but there you go. This woman, you can tell by the movies that have been put out there that she was never with the team on any of these, be it Star Wars or the Indiana Jones franchise. And both franchises and Willow suffered. So apparently, according to our sources and others, there was a board meeting last week. The auditors show up, and we'll talk a little bit about them later. And now we get to wait. There's a lot of stuff that I've predicted is coming true. But if you look at her history as president of Lucasfilm, we get this scene. Okay, now I have a theory that after Harrison Ford was done filming TFA that when he told Larry Kasdan said this in an interview, that he wished he had left too soon. And I think the fact of the matter is, when this scene is taken, that this was what he saw coming, what they did to Luke Skywalker. This is Kennedy's fault. And of course, Solo losing $250 million because she couldn't bother to A, to look at the dailies, B, to hire somebody that actually could play the role, and C, to have someone who actually could write a script. Okay? But this is just part of it. Okay, and this stuff should have gotten her fired in the first. She fires directors right and left. Gareth Edwards from Rogue One got fired, and on and on and on and on. And her history as the head of a studio has been ridiculous. And after looking at that website, HIC something, TFA cost $470-some million. The Rise of Skywalker cost reportedly $416 million. That's the budget with the reshoots added. Over budget. This movie was refilmed at 80% of it was refilmed. So just understand.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
The fleet has moved out to light speed and we're preparing to...
You have failed me for the last time.
And, of course, Indiana Jones comes in. These are the first reports at 130 million global.
Apology accepted.
This has not been a good year, anyway, for the box office. I think Mission Impossible 7 will do well, but I really don't care. Tom Cruise is so weird, I can't. This right here should not be. This should not be, but it is. Why? First off, it took them almost 10 years to get to filming the movie. And they blame COVID. But had the movie been made, if it had been the first movie out of the box at Lucasfilm, and they'd have taken their time with Star Wars, we probably would have had a better movie. But they did it ass backwards. Okay? And that's, I think, probably Bob Iger's fault. He had a sequel trilogy. He had Kennedy telling him there were more movies in Star Wars ahead than behind. And, she lifting her leg and pissing all over it. And this is par for the course. All right, so how much money is this movie going to lose? Well, if you add on reshoots, it goes to which are probably in upwards of $200 million, $500 million. And it has to break even for her to pay, which it won't, because break-even point would be 1.25 billion. It's not going to come close to that. Okay, we know that. So when you start saying she's not going anywhere, if you add the last 7 movies and then the losses that Indiana Jones will accrue, which may equal that of Solo, a Soy Wars story, it's going to be well over $1 billion. And I've never done the math for how much money she probably lost Disney with her sequel trilogy, but TFA couldn't make up the loss. Okay. I don't expect that Rogue One actually made money. TFA or TLJ, that was just absorbed into the losses of the Rise of Palpatine. Okay, so did she make Disney money anywhere? Maybe with the TFA, but it wasn't enough to cover the losses for the other movies. And of course, Iger's facing that, and he's looking at the Lucasfilm publishing initiative, Project Luminous, my mother-in-law's independent novel sold more than Claudia Gray's books, which is like, you've got to be kidding me, okay? This is bad, okay? So when people say she's never going anywhere, it either comforts them in their hate, or they can't look at life if she wasn't there. Okay, and then of course, we've got this bitch, all right? You know, this was, doing a deal with this woman right here was a reaction to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni actually creating good Star Wars that the fans liked, okay? And the reeing from Kennedy just got worse when Skywalker showed up, okay? It's Kathleen Kennedy's people who look at Luke and say he's mothballed and old and cobwebbed. That's Pablo Hidalgo telling the black pill blobs that, okay? Telling certain astroturfers who went from blog to blog, spreading bullshit and getting arrogant, okay? And now bullying people in the YouTube community, okay? Breaking up friendships, etc. I find that just deplorable, but circling the wagons around this person, for some reason, AstroTurf, okay? There's malfeasance here. There's fraud here, okay? And the fan community doesn't understand what that means, which is really kind of sad. But when you look at the acolyte and people are telling you on the inside at Disney Lucasfilm that there is no record of it anywhere, that it was not a fully funded TV show, it's just what? And of course we've got the lawsuit. Okay, again, let's get down to simplicity. If this TV show was a fully funded $250 million TV show, why didn't Karen McCarthy get a few $1 million for her trouble? And why didn't Headland pay Company's House for the licensing for Blue Stocking in England? And now we've got the Five Horsemen auditing, and they could have been there all weekend. Look, when you set the dogs like this on, they're like Dobermans. They're like Belgian Malinois. They won't stop. They have no quit in them. They're like thoroughbred racehorses on the racetrack. All they can see is getting out as fast as possible and winning. Okay, this is what's going on, and the fans have to start accepting that because of the losses accrued at Disney. And look, BlackRock's not going to give Disney money. They're not. Okay, so please stop that stupid fucking conspiracy theory. Okay, BlackRock lost this. In fact, wasn't there a thing where basically Larry Fink had to back off a little bit on ESG? And you've got other investors at Disney, Trion Partners, Third Option, Vivek Ramaswamy, who is one of the investors, complaining, of course, Nelson Peltz, and Vanguard basically saying, what are you doing? Okay. They're pushing this. It is not Kennedy that's pushing this. And it is not some sort of all-powerful Oz pushing this. It is literally investors who want to see their dividends. And they were promised dividends at the end of this year. I'm not sure they're going to get any, okay? I'm really not sure they're going to see any. And the reason why is because of the poor management by people, division heads like Kathleen Kennedy. So when I hear people say, she's not going anywhere, it's like, It's wishful thinking now on their part. It really, really is. And the fans who have YouTube channels, many of them built their channels hating her. We all know who they are, okay? They didn't show up right away. They looked around and waited to see what the feel of the crowds were and went on the "We Hate Kathleen Kennedy" bent. Okay? They built their brand on it. Okay? And they don't know anything about business. They really don't. They don't know. And look, there are creatives out there that I know that are really disappointing people who think she's not going anywhere because they don't know anything about business. Okay? They don't pay attention at all. All right? And the problem is, the reason why a lot of people in the business leave is that they don't pay attention to the bottom line. Okay? And the whole you're in the in crowd because you have the right politics, it doesn't work anymore when studios like Lucasfilm and Disney are looking at a vast hole of suck. Okay? So the whole "she's not going anywhere" is bullshit. And it's a lie these people tell themselves. A, to make themselves feel better about running away. Okay? And B, to keep up their YouTube so they have something to bitch about. All right? Meanwhile, you've got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny not coming close to breaking even and probably losing a few $100 million. You've got a lawsuit against Lucasfilm. You've got a show that we don't know how it's funded. But hey, keep chasing the Roadrunner, okay? Because eventually she is going to get caught, all right? And then what are you going to do, fanboys? What are you going to do, okay? This is Steph, signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.